Ready for our blowout blizzard sales event. Unbeatable deals going on now.
I'm attorney David J. Maloney, and you're watching Tribunal Justice, sponsored by Maloney.
First on the Gulf Coast with breaking news and weather. Fox 10 Live starts now.
Hi there and welcome right on into Fox 10 Live, everyone. I'm Shelby Myers. We're still 9 hours away from ushering in 2026, but some parts of the world are already celebrating the new year. Let's take a look. This is live right now from Qatar, and you can just see all the lights. It looks like fire going off in the background and the countdown going on right now as they are 6 seconds away from ringing in the new year in Qatar. 2, 1. Let's see what happens here. Oh, look at the fireworks all throughout the city, the area there. 2026 is official in Qatar. That's really cool to see that. Again, we have a while to go before we start celebrating here, but as you can see, other places around the world have ushered in the new year as those fireworks are going off behind me. The high-rise buildings with all the lights. Pretty cool there, just to see how other folks celebrate 2026. So of course we will be celebrating all day long as we have been, even though it's not officially the new year yet. We had some activities where the younger kids were celebrating in downtown Mobile, and of course tonight the older kids, if you will, the adults, will be celebrating 2026 as well with that moon pie drop. So welcome in. Happy New Year. It's New Year's Eve, everyone. From all corners of the world, people are taking in the bright lights and this year's brand new crystal LED illuminated ball, either ready to stake out their spot in Times Square or avoid the bustling crowds altogether when that ball drops.
I hear you have to wear a diaper.
Looking forward to what's going on there. Because it's chaos. There's way too many people, thousands and thousands of people.
Yeah, I have heard that. There's nowhere to really go to the bathroom if you're stuck between hundreds, thousands, however many people. So good luck if you are out there. Stay warm as well. In addition to the performers, visitors, and New Yorkers alike, the men and women of the New York Police Department are making their presence known during the city's biggest night of the year. Officers, canines, helicopters, boats, and drones will be deployed to ensure a safe celebration. More than a ton of confetti will be raining down over Times Square at the stroke of midnight, including tens of thousands of handwritten wishes from people who visited Times Square in the days leading up to tonight. The Louisiana National Guard will provide security support for New Year's Eve celebrations in New Orleans. It comes ahead of the first anniversary of the ISIS-inspired New Year's attack that killed 14 people and injured dozens more, some from Mobile that were over there in New Orleans visiting. The attacker drove a pickup truck into a crowd of revelers on Bourbon Street. He was killed in an exchange of gunfire with police after ramming the truck through the crowd in the early hours of New Year's Day. This year, in addition to New Year's, the National Guard will also assist with security for the Sugar Bowl, as well as Mardi Gras in February. Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry requested 350 National Guard troops to support law enforcement. Troops are expected to remain in place through the end of February. Again, it's New Year's Eve. That means the annual moon pie drop I mentioned earlier is going to happen downtown. It's become an iconic end to our year. The moon pie is an electronic contraption that's 12 feet tall, weighs 600 pounds. Counting down to midnight, it will fall 317 feet from the 34th floor of the RSA Trustmark building in just 60 seconds. That will cap a day of events that began this morning in Mardi Gras Park. The family-centered event featured music, bounce houses, and of course, those moon pies. A second line parade marched down to the Trustmark building, which children who will be in bed tonight got to see their own moon pie drop. Tonight, things get started with MC Levi Sims and DJ Dalton Muse at 6:30. There's a best decorated umbrella contest, and the Jukebox Brass Band performs at 7:30 p.m. ahead of the Red and the Revelers, and the headliner Morris Day and the time. In between, folks can get a bite of the world's largest moon pie. This will be Mobile Mayor Spiro Charigatis' first drop with little kids. He says he hasn't exactly been a big participant in previous festivities.
You know, I can't say that I was. I have been downtown during the moon drop, but I've never sat there and watched the moon pie drop except on TV. So I'm looking forward to getting a chance to do it now.
Oh yeah, Fox News will be following tonight's festivities, including team coverage this afternoon. So make sure you are staying tuned to all that Foxton has to offer. Let's go see what Steve Alexander has to say about stories we're working on besides just the moon pot drop.
This is Steve Alexander on the assignment desk. Some of the stories we're working on. This information just coming in recently. The National Transportation Safety Board has issued a preliminary report on that plane crash in Irvington earlier this month that killed the pilot. We'll have that. If you were stuck in traffic on I-10 in Baldwin County a little bit earlier today, a good reason. An accident shut down part of westbound I-10. We'll take a look at what we know at this point. Mobile police say a home was struck by gunfire earlier this morning. Several people were inside the home. No injuries, though. Police, though, say it is an active investigation. And one local police department in our area posted on Facebook today that crime involving murder, attempted murder, and discharge of firearms in the dwellings is down more than 63% compared to last year. Where? We'll have that.
Yeah, we are keeping an eye on your forecast for New Year's Eve, and it looks like we're going to see pretty cooperative weather for New Year's Eve festivities here. Our Fox 10 weather app will get an update on those temperatures through the afternoon, and also a more in-depth forecast below with details on the temperatures for our New Year's Eve. And here's what we're seeing outside today. It is an improvement. There's still a little coolness in the air today. We are at 52 degrees, and the wind's out of the south-southeast, which is better than out of the north. It's breezy, but it's not as windy as yesterday, and we are seeing full sunshine, and it looks like temperatures are on the rebound. We're going to see better weather for tonight. Here's where we are with the skies. Not just clear here, it's pretty much clear everywhere across the deep south. We're not seeing any big storm systems around. And looking at our New Year's Eve forecast, our planner for this evening, we're going to be in the 40s pretty quickly this evening, and we could even see some upper 30s by midnight. So you'll want some layers if you're going to stay up late and be out late. It looks like temperatures in the 30s through the midnight hour. And checking out the overnight lows, some spots may dip a little colder than those numbers there by daybreak tomorrow morning. I expect a thick coating of frost all throughout the inland areas with temperatures close to freezing here, but you get closer to the coast and temperatures will be milder overnight tonight with mostly clear skies. Coming up in your forecast, there's a couple of things we're watching out for. Number one, a warming trend. Number two, we could see some rain in here by Friday night. I'll have more on the timing on that in your forecast.
All right, let's talk about your story. Jason's going to join us for this as well as we go over pictures you guys have sent in to us, and they're really cool. We're hoping you take some really great ones tonight as well as you celebrate and bring in the new year, no matter what you're doing. But of course, we love those sunrise and sunset pictures, and Kathy Kelly has the first sunrise for us, so let's take a peek at that. Wow.
Yeah, just so pretty right now, and seeing just a few upper clouds in there. Most of us sunny throughout the day today. It was cold this morning across the Gulf Coast.
Very, very chilly. We had that heater on and bundled up this morning. It's the kind of weather you don't want to get out of bed because it's so cold. But that's a beautiful shot there. So that's worth getting up for.
Yeah, definitely. We've seen some beautiful sunrises and sunsets lately because of the clear skies, and that certainly helped things across our part of the Gulf Coast. And we've been getting some really pretty pictures coming in from our viewers. Yeah,
here's another one from Vince Robinson. Alba Beach today. That's another beautiful shot as well. The sunrise, I guess, if it's today.
Yeah, early in the morning. You can see the water's really still, too. It's just kind of chilly to be out on the water this time of the year. You can still, you know, get it done, catch fish and do stuff like that, but you got to bundle up.
A lot of layers if you're going to be out there on the water for sure. All right, Kathy has the sunrise at Gulf Shores now, and that is also another incredible shot. You got some very vibrant colors in the sky.
Just a few upper level clouds in our skies today, but mainly clear. And fortunately, that sun did come up and warm us up some this afternoon. Most of us were around freezing early this morning.
Yeah, it wasn't so bad once that sun came out. All right, Ruth Dubose has the next one for us. Clouds this morning in Daphne. I wonder if that was from today or a previous day. Sometimes these pictures come in from who knows when.
Right, yeah, that kind of is that what we call the mackerel sky. Those are those little high alto cumulus clouds, and they don't produce rain or anything like that. They're relatively thin and usually let some sunlight through.
Very pretty. Brian Philpott has this one, the sunset at Fairhope Pier. That is one of the best places on the Gulf Coast you can go to watch the sunset, the sunrise. If not there, you'd want to be on a boat or something like that. I'm sure, Jason, you know some nice spots, but that right there, Fairhope Pier, is a great spot to see just across the bay into Mobile. You can see for miles. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's oriented where you're looking to the west and you can get a sunset any time of the year. Down at the beaches this time of the year, our beaches face to the south, and so it's a little harder to get a sunset, but the sun does set a little bit more in the west-southwestern sky, so you can get a sunset at the beaches too. But it's kind of a seasonal thing this time of the year.
Okay, well, thank you everyone for sending in your lovely pictures. Don't forget to continue to do so on our website, fox10tv.com, as well as our weather and our news app. And again, if you are celebrating, do so safely tonight. Send us pictures of what you're doing and the fun you're having. If you see the moon pie ball drop, send us that as well. And we'd love to share them on our newscast.
We sure would. All
right, we'll be right back with more news. And Jason's going to have another check of your New Year's Eve forecast.
An important story with more details and more angles.
In depth with Sarah Wall, mornings at 9 on the Fox 10 Gold. Committed to you. This is Fox 10 Live.
Kentucky bourbon maker Jim Beam announces it plans to pause production at its main distillery in Claremont. The move will take effect January 1st, tomorrow. Part of the issue concerns supply. Kentucky has more than 16 million aging barrels of bourbon in its warehouses. The state charges taxes on those barrels. A state trade group says distillers pay $75 million for those aging barrels this year, and that's a 27% jump from a year ago. Besides the aging barrel issue, President Trump's tariffs and the cost of living are also having an impact, the company says. Well, today isn't just the last day of 2025. It's also Warren Buffett's last day as CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. The 95-year-old has served as CEO for 60 years. He announced his retirement earlier this spring. The famed investor has spent much of his life among the top 10 richest people in the world. According to Bloomberg, he has racked up a net worth of around $150 billion. He will remain as chairman. Greg Abel, who is the vice chairman of non-insurance operations of Berkshire, will take over the reins as CEO. The Postal Service has a warning for you now. Your mail might not get postmarked the same day you drop it off. And that's important when you need to have something postmarked by a certain day, like if you're paying taxes or voting by mail. A new rule clarifies that a postmark does not necessarily reflect the date the Postal Service accepted possession of it. Postmarks are applied at regional mail processing hubs, but a Postal Service overhaul has eliminated multiple daily trips between post offices and those hubs. Officials say customers can still bring their mail to the post office and ask for a manual postmark if they need a day of date stamp.
All right, right now in downtown Mobile, it's improving, but we're still in the low 50s. We've got full sunshine. Winds are now coming around out of the south-southeast, and that will help keep our temperatures up some for tonight, but it still will be chilly if you have New Year's Eve plans. Our temperatures right now at 58 in Mobile, 54 in Pensacola. We're at 54 in Bruton and 56 in Evergreen, 59 in Chatham. So there are some spots where we're finding mid to upper 50s across the Gulf Coast this afternoon. And looking at it, there's nothing that's threatening our weather at all. Everything looks quiet and dry and clear on our satellite radar picture. So what's ahead for the Gulf Coast? Well, let's take a look at it here. And what we're seeing is that into tomorrow, it looks like a pretty quiet weather day for us. We will see mostly sunny skies again tomorrow, and it should be a little warmer tomorrow with temperatures in the 60s. But on Friday, more of an unsettled pattern begins to develop, and we could even see a few passing showers around here on Friday night or Saturday, but it's not a super big rain chance, just a few passing showers, maybe one or two thunderstorms, and we'll clear out pretty rapidly on Saturday. It looks like by the afternoon, the rain will be winding down. Our forecast low temperatures for tomorrow morning are going to be in the 30s across the area, so expect a frosty start to the new year for 2026. It may not be this cold at midnight, but it'll be trending in this direction down into the upper 30s in Atmore, Bruton, Evergreen, and Monroeville, near freezing in Grove Hill. But then you get down along I-10 and we're in the mid to upper 30s in Mobile and Pascagoula, 40 in Pensacola, and 43 in Gulf Shores. So a little chilly, but not terribly cold. I mentioned a little rain chance, and here's how it shakes out. It looks like late Friday afternoon, we've got a 30% chance of rain. Then overnight, Friday night, our rain chances at 50%. And for the very first part of the day on Saturday, a 40% chance of rain. If you have things to do outside on Saturday, the afternoon is looking better in the forecast. So there's your forecast here as we roll into the new year. And I know we've been battling the cold a little bit the last couple of nights, but that's all fading away. We'll hit 65 tomorrow, 70 on Friday, 72 Saturday, and you get the idea. Also, I may see some showers Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon looks good. Sunday looks great. And early next week, partly cloudy skies Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
All right, Jason, thank you. Box office toppers, music record breakers, award winners. Fox's Ashley Dvorkin takes a look back at some of the biggest entertainment stories of the year.
From a bewitching friendship to Swift's engagement era, here's a look at some of the biggest entertainment stories of 2025.
Cinderella. Yes, Cinderella.
The indie film Enora swept the Academy Awards. The story of a Brooklyn sex worker who marries the son of a Russian oligarch took Best Picture, Best Actress for Mikey Madison, Film Editing, Original Screenplay, and Best Director for Sean Baker.
16 carriages.
At the Grammys, Beyoncé, going country with Cowboy Carter, won her Album of the Year, marking her first time winning the category.
You know who could.
In additional accolades, the title of People's Sexiest Man Alive went to Wicked star Jonathan Bailey. Travis Kelce popped the question to Taylor Swift, and the two shared their engagement news in August. Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco tied the knot in September. In celebrity splits, Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban announced their divorce in September after being married 19 years. In court cases following an 8-week trial, Sean Diddy Combs was found guilty of 2 of 5 charges against him. A New York jury found him guilty of 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution and not guilty of racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking. Diddy was sentenced to 50 months in prison. His lawyers were granted an expedited appeal set to begin in April 2026. One legal battle between It Ends With Us co-stars Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni came to a conclusion. A judge formally ended Baldoni's $400 million countersuit after he and his company missed a deadline to refile. Lively's sexual misconduct and retaliation lawsuit against Baldoni has a trial set for March 2026. It all started in December 2024 when Lively sued Baldoni for sexual harassment, retaliation, and a campaign to destroy her career.
It's Jimmy Kimmel Live.
When it comes to stars at the center of controversy, Jimmy Kimmel Live was temporarily suspended by Disney and ABC after remarks he made following the assassination of political activist Charlie Kirk. The decision led to a wave of debate over free speech, with many celebrities speaking up in Kimmel's defense. The suspension lasted 6 days.
But you don't know the life of a showgirl.
In music news, Swifties got a new album with The Life of a Showgirl, and only 5 days into its release, set the record for the biggest opening week for an album in the streaming era. According to Billboard, the collection sold 3.2 million copies, with an extra 300,000 units from streaming. The Weeknd's After Hours Till Dawn tour surpassed $1 billion, making it the highest-grossing tour by a solo male artist ever. Spotify Wrapped named Bad Bunny their 2025 most streamed artist globally, with more than 19.8 billion streams. The global superstar also goes into next year gearing up to headline the Super Bowl 60 halftime show.
The world just wants to bring us down.
Adele announced her first acting role. She'll be part of Tom Ford's upcoming Anne Rice adaptation, Cry to Heaven.
Anything you can dream about, you can create.
Banking big at the domestic box office, the brick-building, game-inspired adventure, a Minecraft movie, scored more than $423 million. Marvel released several adventures: Captain America, Brave New World, Thunderbolts, and The Fantastic Four: First Steps.
You can wave that wand all you want.
Big blockbusters back on the big screen included a return to Emerald City in the musical sequel Wicked for Good, and James Cameron taking audiences back to Pandora for the third in the Avatar series, Avatar: Fire and Ash.
And we will find another way.
Both high-flying franchises are potential contenders for the 2026 Oscars, hosted by Conan O'Brien March 15th, as Hollywood rounds out the year by rolling out the red carpet on award season. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
All right, a lot that happened this year. You forget about it until you see it recapped like that. We'll be right back with more coming up on Fox 10 Live. You're taking a live look at the moon pie that is going to drop at the stroke of midnight tonight. If you're in downtown Mobile and going to be watching it, bundle up, stay safe, and be kind. We'll be right back with more.
On the next Investigate TV Plus, reading, writing, and their connection to the criminal justice system.
It is 100% a link that if you do not have literacy and you don't have an education, you are walking down a path of recidivism, criminal activity.
We investigate the ongoing battle with literacy in America's schools, the impact on incarceration, and a solution to improve reading comprehension and improve student outcomes.
Plus, a lifetime warranty for ultimate peace of mind. Eastern Shore Hyundai.
Y'all, it is New Year's Eve. If you're unsure what day of the year it is, tomorrow, the stroke of midnight tonight, marks 2026. We hope you have a safe and happy new year. Wherever you're celebrating, from Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, Fairhope, or right here in downtown Mobile, stay safe and happy new year, y'all.
First on the Gulf Coast with breaking news and weather. Fox 10 News starts now.
Hi and happy New Year's Eve. I'm Shelby Myers, and tonight for Lenise Lagan. Thanks for watching Fox 10 News at 4 today. Okay, we're going to be talking about New Year's festivities that are going on throughout all the different places around the area. We had some sound from some fireworks. We'll try to get that a little bit later on. But yeah, fireworks are going to help ring in the new year over Pensacola Beach. They're set to go off at midnight overlooking the Santa Rosa Sound from the Pensacola Beach Boardwalk. The fireworks display is provided by the Pensacola Beach Chamber, the Santa Rosa Island Authority, and the Escambia County Tourist Development Council as well. On the Eastern Shore, Fairhope is hosting a New Year's Eve celebration. The event starts tonight at 8:30. There's going to be live music and plenty of activities for the whole family, including face painting, balloon animals, and games. The night will end after the ball drop and fireworks at midnight. All right, of course, everyone wants to know about the weather when it comes to all these different activities. If you are heading out and about, you want to be bundled up tonight because right now it's not too bad out there. The sun is shining on you. It's chilly, but when that sun goes down, it's going to get really cold. Chief Meteorologist Jason Smith is here with us now to give us that New Year's Eve forecast.
Yeah, Shelby, so today maybe a little better than yesterday, but still a little coolness, a little breeze in the air today.
Yeah, you got to bundle up for sure if you're going out tonight, and crank those heaters on if you're staying inside as well.
Yeah, we're going to be in the 30s tonight. I think we'll be above freezing, but it will be very chilly if you're spending a lot of time outside, which people tend to do on New Year's Eve. Right now it is 53 degrees in downtown Mobile. We've got a light breeze out of the south, and dew point's coming up a little bit. That's a good indicator that it won't be as cold tonight. The air is just not as dry because the wind has been coming around out of the south. All right. We saw a few clouds at times today, but it's been mainly clear. And looking at it right now, things look good with the pattern across the area. We're really not seeing much going on as far as clouds or precipitation, and it bodes well for any New Year's Eve plans that you may have. This is our temperature track, and by 8 o'clock, it should be in the mid-40s. Definitely going to be cool enough for a light jacket there. Heavier coats would probably be ideal around midnight with temperatures in the upper 30s. Coming up in the forecast, we're going to take a look at what we're seeing. So we've got some colder weather for tonight, one more night with some frosty conditions, especially over the north and east sections of the forecast area. 33 Monroeville and Evergreen, 33 Ardmore and Bruton. We'll be at 37 in Mobile and 40 in Pensacola tonight. After that, it's all systems go for a warming trend as we head into 2026. We also have the potential for a few showers in the extended outlook, and we'll look at the timing in just a few minutes. Shelby?
All right, Jason, thank you for that much needed forecast. It is New Year's Eve, of course, and that means the moon pie drop in Mobile is part of a packed night of festivities planned tonight. Fox 10's Brendan Kirby is live in downtown where the party is taking place. Brendan, you were out there earlier. Of course, the big crowd is expected tonight.
Yeah, Shelby, this has really become a big event, and let me give you a live look right now at the main stage. This is a far cry from its rather humble beginnings of this event. Back in 2008, when the first moon pie drop happened, it was a paper mache replica. It was lowered from a crane in Cooper Riverside Park. It's a little more sophisticated now. The moon pie is an electronic contraption. It's about 12 feet tall and weighs 600 pounds. Counting down to midnight, it will fall 317 feet from the 34th floor of the RSA Trustmark building in 60 seconds. And that'll cap a full day of events that began this morning at Mardi Gras Park. The family-centered event featured music, bounce houses, and of course moon pies. A second line parade marched down the Trustmark building where children got to see their own moon pie drop. Tonight, things get started with MC Levi Sims and DJ Dalton Muse at 6:30. There's a best decorated umbrella contest, and the Jukebox Brass Band performs at 7:30 p.m. ahead of the Red and the Revelers and the headliner Morris Day and the Time. In between, folks can get a bite of the world's largest moon pie. This will be Mobile Mayor Spiro Cherrygatis' first moon pie drop. With little kids, he says he hasn't exactly been a big participant in previous festivities.
You know, I can't say that I was. I have been downtown during the moon drop, but I've never sat there and watched the moon pie drop except on TV. So I'm looking forward to getting a chance to do it now.
And Fox 10 News is going to have full coverage of all the fun tonight. And I'll be back at Fox 10 News at 5 with New Year's resolutions. Reporting live from downtown Mobile, Brendan Kirby, Fox 10 News.
All right, Brendan, thank you for that update. Of course, it's going to be a lot more lively tonight, closer to midnight. Well, we are wrapping up the final hours of 2025, celebrations to ring in the new year, but the big party is in the Big Apple. Countless people watch New Year's Eve in Times Square and around the world. All eyes are on New York. Lee Waldman is in the middle of it all in New York City.
Despite the cold,
we got 4 layers on, feeling good.
The New Year's Eve revelers are fired up.
Happy New Year! It's out of our comfort zone. We just decided we're getting older. We need to start doing things. Do you know? Life passes by so quickly.
From all corners of the world, people are taking in the bright lights and this year's brand new crystal LED illuminated ball. Either ready to stake out their spot in Times Square,
I hear you have to wear a diaper. Looking forward to it.
Or avoid the bustling crowds altogether during the ball drop.
Because it's chaos. There's way too many people, thousands of people.
In addition to the performers, visitors, and New Yorkers alike, the men and women of the New York Police Department are making their presence known during the city's biggest night. Officers, canines, helicopters, boats, and drones will be deployed to ensure a safe celebration.
Times Square is one of the largest public safety operations anywhere in the world, and one the NYPD has secured successfully for decades.
As we enter the final hours of 2025, reflecting on the moments that made an impact.
My favorite moment is I met my girlfriend this year.
Spending time with my family and friends.
All like the new friends I've made and all the memories.
We're ready for all that lies ahead in 2026.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! Happy New Year!
In Times Square, I'm Lee Waldman.
All right, just under 8 hours until we ring in the new year here. But take a look at Athens, Greece. This is how they are saying hello and welcoming in 2026. This is a live look at New Year's Eve, or New Year's Day, technically, celebrations going on there in Greece. It is midnight and they are starting a race to celebrate. A lot of people you can see bundled up there and celebrating the new year. 2026 is here. Earlier on Fox 10 Live, we showed you a live look at Qatar, and this again is a live look from Athens, Greece. So cool to see different people around the world who get to celebrate a little bit earlier than we do. Again, we are still waiting just under 8 hours until we get to say hello to 2026.
And New Year's Eve travel looks pretty good. You know, it's kind of a holiday for a lot of folks out there, so there's not a big evening commute, and we do have dry roadways, which helps out a lot. And checking it out, no surprises here at all. A lot of green on the roadways as we are looking at clear travel across Mobile County on Interstate 10. Same for Baldwin County and Pensacola. We just don't see any delays out there at all. We'll continue to watch the roadways as we get closer to the 5 o'clock hour. Shelby?
All right, Jason, we like the looks of that clear roads out there right now. And as 2025 draws to a close, we are looking back on some of the big stories that have come from Alabama's political world. Political correspondent Jessica Umbro has more now from the Capitol studio.
Alabama's political world kept the state on its toes in 2025, and at times it put Alabama in the national spotlight.
The state of our state is strong.
Governor Kay Ivey started off her 2025 State of the State address with that statement. Public safety being named as a top priority. One of the bills that got Governor Ivey's signature, a ban on Glock switches, putting Alabama law in line with federal law.
It gives local authorities, police officers across the state, a chance to enforce that law.
Other bills that got the governor's approval, the What is a Woman bill, codifying into law that all Alabamians are either male or female, along with the bill that made smokable hemp products illegal and added strict regulations on THC products.
Gas stations and convenience stores should be selling Cokes and sodas and chips and drinks, and that's it, and not being your pharmacy.
Establishing Juneteenth as a state holiday and reducing Alabama's state grocery tax from 3% to 2%.
We want to get to the point that we're ultimately not one of those states taxing groceries.
The state's education system also saw big changes. The Focus Act banned cell phones from Alabama's public schools. The RAISE Act changed the formula for education funding. And the Parental Leave Act gave eligible state employees paid parental leave.
Both Republicans and Democrats, they all understand it, and they want to make sure that we're investing in our future and investing in our kids.
Around the state, Alabamians unhappy with President Trump's administration and the state's majority red federal delegation took to the streets to address their disapproval in the No Kings protests.
These folks are concerned about the direction that this country is headed.
A federal court also ruled that Alabama must continue using a court-ordered map that led to the election of Alabama's second black Democratic Congressman Shamari Figures. The judges ruled that a map drawn by the Alabama legislature in 2023 violated the Voting Rights Act by diluting the impact of black voters.
We're trying to use every day that we have there to get results for this district.
And after a relentless push by Alabama's national delegation, President Trump announced Space Command would be making its way to Huntsville.
Every one of these people would call me and lobby me. I said, Katie, I don't want to talk to you anymore. I know what you want.
2026 is shaping up to be a jam-packed year, kicking off with the legislative session and leading into the 2026 primary and general elections, where we'll see Alabamians elect an entire new slate of statewide office holders and one of the state's 2 U.S. senators. Jessica Umbro, Fox 10 News.
Coverage throughout all the political news in the new year, with the legislative session starting January 13th. And as the elections get closer, deeper dives into the candidates that you can elect to lead the state. Well, still ahead here on Fox News at 4, a whole year's worth of headlines. Your 2025 review in news is coming up. Also, a driver spotted asleep at the wheel on the highway, and troopers in Ohio witnessed one icy crash, nearly hit by another. Cautionary caught on camera chaos. Coming up in today's Take a Look at This. But first, let's go over to Orange Beach there, where it's a beautiful day, just rather chilly to be on the beach. We'll be right back.
An important story with more details and more angles.
In Depth with Sarah Wall, mornings at 9 on the Fox.
Welcome back. 2025 delivered a year full of news. A familiar face returned to the White House. Fires and floods forever changed cities and communities across the country. A new pope was chosen, and following an extended out-of-this-world adventure, 2 American astronauts finally made it home. Michael Yoshida reports.
2025 began with back-to-back tragedies. New Year's celebrations turned deadly in New Orleans. A terror attack shutting down the city's famed Bourbon Street. Just days later,
we drove up and I just
kept saying, my home, my home.
Deadly and destructive fires tear across Los Angeles, destroying thousands of homes.
We wanted to see for ourselves what the damage was, but it's gone. It's gone. It's a total loss.
Heartbreak in Texas. Young girls attending summer camp among the more than 130 people who lost their lives in catastrophic flooding.
Please pray for our community.
And tragedy in our nation's capital. A passenger jet colliding with a U.S. Army helicopter, the deadliest U.S. plane crash in nearly 2 decades.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
Donald Trump returned to the White House. Job and spending cuts, tariffs, and immigration enforcement and raids becoming political and social flashpoints. Court battles, protests, and marches playing out across the country. The president claiming there was widespread crime, ordering National Guard troops to several U.S. cities, leading to clashes with protesters.
We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that. Remember this. You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel.
A White House shouting match as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, President Trump, and others met about Russia's invasion into Ukraine. Months later, a red carpet welcome for Russian President Vladimir Putin landing on American soil. But the high-stakes summit in Alaska did not end with a deal to end the Russia-Ukraine war. 2 years after Hamas attacked Israel, a ceasefire agreement reached. The last living Israeli hostages held by Hamas released in exchange for the release of Palestinian prisoners and detainees. In October and November, we saw the longest government shutdown in U.S. history, fights over health care dividing Congress, the 43-day saga ending with a deal to reopen through January. 6 years after his death, convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein back in the spotlight, a twists and turns saga from the White House to Capitol Hill, as survivors pushed for release of the so-called Epstein files.
I know everybody sees us today as grown adults, but we are fighting for the children that were abandoned and left behind in the reckoning.
We're not counting gang violence.
The assassination of conservative political activist Charlie Kirk stunned the country.
It is an attack on all of us. It is an attack on the American experiment. It is an attack on our ideals.
Comedian Jimmy Kimmel following criticism and political pressure over comments related to Kirk's death taken off air. Free speech protests ensued before Kimmel eventually returned to hosting his late-night show the following week. And our nation said goodbye to political pillars. The 39th President Jimmy Carter honored. And Dick Cheney, vice president under George W. Bush, also remembered. Tributes poured in across the globe after the death of Pope Francis. White smoke revealing the first Latin American pontiff would be replaced by the first American Pope, Leo XIV, a Chicago White Sox fan turned leader of the Catholic Church. A brazen heist at the world's most visited museum, thieves robbing the Louvre of jewels estimated to be worth more than $100 million. And after what was supposed to be a short mission to space stretched into more than 9 months, NASA astronauts Sonny Williams and Butch Wilmore finally returned home.
Thank you to a nation that got involved in all of this. It makes it special, not just for us, but for all, I think our nation as a whole.
Pretty honored and humbled by the fact of when we came home, like, wow, there are a lot of people who are interested.
I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
All right, right now, the moon pie poised to make its descent here. Coming up at midnight tonight, our all-in credit union view shows blue skies as we look up to the north, up the Mobile River. And right now, as we track conditions, it's 53 degrees in downtown Mobile. Winds out of the south at 10 miles an hour. That's going to keep our temperatures up tonight, but not probably as high as you'd like. It's still going to be chilly for any New Year's Eve plans that you may have. If you're going to be up late or out late, it's still going to be chilly tonight. Right now, our temperatures are in the 50s, pretty widespread 50s across the area. And while we were at 52 in downtown, we're at 57 in West Mobile. The cooler waters of Mobile Bay likely having an impact on temperatures locally, but checking out Gulf Shores at 52. We're doing a little better in Pensacola at 54. It's 57 in Atmore right now and 57 in Monroeville. Sun's about to go down here quickly. We've got about another 30 minutes of daylight And then we'll be seeing a pretty quick drop to the temperatures tonight with the nightfall approaching. Our futurecast shows winds out of the west, a light wind flow pattern at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. As we go through our Thursday, you can see that westerly wind flow along the coast, and we are looking at clear skies up into the inland areas. By Friday, there is the potential for some showers in the area. I'm not expecting any widespread rain. Our best rain chance is going to be late Friday night and early Saturday morning. By afternoon on Saturday, we should see the rain chances coming to an end. Here are your temperatures for tomorrow morning, and this will start out the new year. These are your 2026 temperatures at 37 degrees in Mobile, 34 in Bay Minette, and yeah, we could see some frost in Escambia, Kanaka, Monroe, Clark counties there, maybe even Washington County in some places. We've got temperatures in the low to mid 30s here. Pensacola at 40, 44 tonight in Gulf Shores with that southerly breeze. I mentioned a little rain chance, and it's a small rain chance. It looks like that our chance about 30% the last hour or two of the day on Friday. Showers possible Friday night, and then the rain gets out of here pretty quickly on Saturday, but the first part of the morning we could see some scattered showers in the picture. Here's your 7-day forecast. New Year's Day tomorrow, 65 and partly cloudy. Friday, mostly cloudy, rain chance 30%, highs near 70. And we'll be at 72 Saturday. A little cooler behind the front, but not too bad. Highs in the mid-60s there on Sunday, and we rebound next week with more mild weather returning to the area.
All right, thank you, Jason. Reports of a weaving car on the highway led authorities to discover a driver fast asleep behind the wheel. And they had to figure out how to safely get the drowsy driver to a stop. Jeremy Roth has it in today's Take a Look at This.
Police in Oklahoma say this video shows something they had never seen before.
This person is either completely asleep or passed out.
The Oklahoma Highway Patrol responded to calls of a slow-moving car on the highway, and the driver appeared to be slumped over the wheel. The SUV was going about 40 miles an hour and drifting between lane lines, and attempts to get the driver's attention didn't work, so the officer used a tactical maneuver to stop the SUV. Police say the driver, who was later cited for inattention, told them he had worked nearly 20 hours within a 24-hour period and was driving home with the car's lane assist feature activated. Authorities are unsure how the vehicle maintained its speed because they don't believe the cruise control was on. It could have ended a lot worse. Trinity County officials in Texas recently released this video showing failed attempts to stop a drifting SUV they say was driven by an elderly man who was fatigued and falling asleep at the wheel. It ended when the veering SUV clipped an oncoming semi-truck, which luckily caused only minor injuries. Speaking of dangerous, video released this week from Icy, Ohio shows State Patrol officers responding to one vehicle slide-off accident when another nearly hits a trooper on the scene.
Casey, watch out!
The video then switches to the obscured body cam of the trooper who was just missed.
Almost got hit by a truck!
But he escaped unscathed and immediately addresses the motorists involved.
Are you all right, sir?
All of these videos are startling reminders of how driving during the holidays and the winter months in general requires extra attention and caution. So if you're going to be out on the roads, stay safe, stay alert, and stay in your lane. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Some scary scenes and good reminders there by Jeremy Roth. Well, 2026 is set to shape up to be a big year for movies. The big titles coming to the big screen next year, coming up in your entertainment news after this.
Lexus of Mobile is proud to sponsor the Fox 10 Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic with which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Fox 10 Pledge of Allegiance, sponsored by Lexus of Mobile.
It's a good day Gulf Coast all morning long. Fox 10 weekdays.
Stranger Things characters are busy fighting Vecna right now, but the show hasn't had to fight for any viewers this holiday season. The hit Netflix show celebrating its finale today, and the lead-up episodes have huge ratings. Season 5 was Netflix's most watched title worldwide, Christmas Day, and drew 34.5 million total views Christmas week. And they're doing something really cool with the finale. You can either go to the movie theaters and watch it or just sit from your comfortable couch, watch it on Netflix. It is a show that does feature, it started out featuring kids when they were young, and now it's been, I think, almost 10 years later, and they've all grown up. So it's not kid friendly, I will say that though. So be advised, it is quite scary, sci-fi, 80s themed. It's more for the adults, I would say, or the older kids, teens. It's a good show though. All right, Hollywood has a big lineup of potential blockbuster movie releases for 2026. Rick Damigella has your preview.
Hey, Luigi! What's up, Mario?
The Italian Plumbers are back on the big screen April 3rd when the Super Mario Galaxy movie hits theaters. Arriving later in April is Antoine Fuqua's Michael, a biopic about the King of Pop.
Impressive.
The first Star Wars movie since 2019's The Rise of Skywalker hits theaters in May. The Mandalorian and Grogu is expected to continue the story begun in the Mandalorian streaming series.
People have a right to know the truth. It belongs to 7 billion people.
June has the potential to be a busy month at the box office, with Steven Spielberg returning to the alien visitors genre with Disclosure Day opening June 12th. It will be joined in theaters by Toy Story 5 June 19th and Supergirl on the 26th. July 10th is when the live-action adaptation of Moana sails into theaters. It will be followed by Christopher Nolan's epic The Odyssey on July 17th. The big flicks continue into the fall, with Street Fighter landing in theaters October 16th, The Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping on November 20th, and Avengers: Doomsday on December 18th. Getting reserved seats in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
All right, next up, we're going to take a look at those stories that are headlining your news at 5. And then this.
There are definitely places in this country where childcare is more expensive than rent. And it's a really, really tough situation because it's not like you can just cancel childcare like a Netflix subscription.
Childcare bills hitting families harder than rent. Next, where care is most expensive and what parents can do when the price feels overwhelming. Jason.
And we are tracking temperatures that'll be dropping rapidly for our New Year's Eve. Here it is, the forecast, a good snapshot of what's ahead. Temperatures in the 40s through the 10 o'clock hour, and then upper 30s closer to midnight. I'll have your complete outlook coming up.
Committed to you. This is Fox 10 News.
Welcome back in. We've got crews working right now to bring you breaking news updates and follow-ups for Fox 10 News at 5. And of course, a lot of live shots as well. First, have you thought of your New Year's resolution? We're checking in with Mobile's leaders on what they're planning to do in 2026. And then a new program in Mobile is helping teach the community skills they need to succeed in a competitive job market. A look at their efforts coming up. Plus, tomorrow, the Crimson Tide taking on the Indiana Hoosiers for the very first time. We've got your preview before tomorrow's kickoff when Fox News at 5 starts. That's in less than half an hour from right now.
All right, looking outside right now with our Eastern Shore Toyota Hyundai camera, the sunlight fading there, getting late in the day. We got about another 20 minutes of that, and then it gets a little chilly tonight, and that's what we're tracking in our Fox 10 weather app here. We've got an update on what we're seeing with our forecast. Also, Nicholas has a forecast for New Year's Eve down here at the bottom, and we are expecting to see some chilly weather, but it's not going to be as cold as last night, thankfully, for New Year's Eve tonight. All right, we're looking at temperatures in the low 50s outside right now, but the key is that wind direction. It's out of the south at 10, and when the wind comes in off the Gulf, it's just not as cold at night. That's just the way it goes, and so thankfully we will be above freezing in most locations tonight, and this is the forecast for any plans you may have. Just be prepared for the number to drop pretty rapidly down into the 40s with the setting of the sun. We will be right at 40 degrees by 10 o'clock, and after that we may trickle down into the upper 30s as winds veer back around out of the west somewhat and stay relatively light. Skies will be mostly clear. It is clear out there right now, so we are not worried about rain on your New Year's Eve. You should be in good shape there. Everything looks fine. No storm systems in the short term. We could see some rain by the end of the week, and here's the timing on that. Our futurecast is showing that we will have a very pretty day tomorrow on the first day of 2026. New Year's Day looks good. Temperatures in the 60s, light westerly breeze. We go into Friday, and we will see some passing clouds and possibly a stray shower or two on Friday afternoon, but the models are not real aggressive with showers until Friday night, and even then they may be a little spotty across the area. This is 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. We could see some passing showers there, but our chances decrease later in the day on Saturday. Temps in the 30s in the inland spots to near 40 along the coast tonight. Not as cold as last night, and here comes the warmer weather as we head into the new year. Yep, we're about done with this cold spell, and we'll talk more about what we're seeing specifically in your 7-day forecast on Fox 10 News at 5.
All right, Jason, and we're about done with 2025 as well. The clock is inching closer to midnight, and Mobile is gearing up for the big moon pie drop. Our Claudia Nichols is down there right now covering tonight's New Year's festivities. Claudia, it's kind of loud as they're doing some sound checks and all that behind you, it sounds like.
Yes, it is, Shelby. Like you said, we are just hours away from that big celebration happening here in downtown Mobile tonight. As you can hear, there are some sound checks going on behind me. There's going to be plenty more of that music and entertainment here on the streets tonight. Now, the early birds are already starting to trickle in. We're seeing some people here in downtown. They'll soon be joined by thousands more. All eyes on the aluminum moon pie. In just a few hours, it'll be sliding hundreds of feet down the RSA Trustmark building, all in 60 seconds. While the crowd counts down to the drop, there's plenty to keep the party going. Like I mentioned before, live music and entertainment will be filling the streets here, creating a festive backdrop as Mobile welcomes in the new year. Now, this is actually my very first moon pie drop, so I'm excited. I can feel the excitement in the atmosphere building here in downtown. We will be here all night covering the big celebration. You'll want to stay with us right here on Fox 10 News. Shelby.
Raising a child is not cheap, as many of us know. And in some parts of the country, parents say childcare can feel like a second housing payment. A new LendingTree study compares the cost of full-time infant care to the average two-bedroom rent in the 100 largest metro areas. And in 11 of them, childcare is even higher. In today's Watching Your Wallet, consumer investigator Carice Jackman looks at where costs are highest and what options families have when the bills feel overwhelming.
Every parent wants safe, reliable childcare, but for many families, that peace of mind comes with a price tag that rivals some of their biggest bills.
There are definitely places in this country where childcare is more expensive than rent. And it's a really, really tough situation because it's not like you can just cancel childcare like a Netflix subscription.
LendingTree Chief Consumer Finance Analyst Matt Schultz led a new analysis that compares full-time, center-based infant care in the 100 largest U.S. metro areas to the cost of renting a typical two-bedroom apartment. He found infant care averages about $1,280 a month, while a two-bedroom rent averages about $1,716. But in 11 metros, childcare actually costs more than rent.
That's not necessarily the case in the big urban cities, but once you get into smaller cities and even like rural areas and that sort of thing, there's just not enough supply of childcare to meet the demand of all the families out there.
Researchers combined data from Child Care Aware of America with Federal Housing and Urban Development rent figures to map where the gap is widest. Springfield, Massachusetts tops the list for infant care costs relative to rent, followed by metros like Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Wichita, Kansas, Omaha, Nebraska, and Baltimore, Maryland.
The really good childcare places can basically charge what they want because there's so many people knocking down their door to try and get in.
If you're worried about how to afford childcare, Schultz recommends starting the conversation early, even before a baby arrives, and building those costs into your monthly budget. With this Watching Your Wallet, I'm Carice Jackman.
Well, a new year brings cuts to SNAP benefits and a minimum wage hike in some states. Americans in 5 states who get government help paying for groceries will see new limits on soda, candy, and other foods they can buy with those benefits. It's all part of the push by HHS Secretary RFK Jr. to make America healthy again. The SNAP bans take effect tomorrow in Indiana, Iowa, Nebraska, Utah, and West Virginia. They're the first of at least 18 states to enact waivers prohibiting the purchase of certain foods through SNAP benefits. Meanwhile, workers at the bottom end of the pay scale in 19 states are set to see minimum wage rise on New Year's Day, while 3 other states are also planning minimum wage increases later in 2026. 20 states have opted to leave their minimum wage at the federal minimum of $7.25 an hour. Cases of measles in the U.S. have skyrocketed to the highest level in more than 3 decades. The number of recorded measles cases in the U.S. during 2025 has topped 2,000 for the first time in more than 30 years, according to the CDC. The measles cases were confirmed across 44 states. Just this month, the contagious virus detected at 2 major airports during peak holiday travel. One case identified at Newark Liberty International in New Jersey and another at Boston Logan Airport. The measles spike is being attributed to a drop in national vaccination rates. We tend to start a new year with good intentions, right? Setting goals for ourselves like losing weight, saving more money. But experts say weeks later, many give up and fall back into our unhealthy habits. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has tips on how to make your 2026 resolutions stick.
It's almost another year, and you may have another resolution. Or maybe it's the same goal you've tried but weren't able to achieve in years past.
Where we fail is that we don't have a system. How are we going to get to those goals?
Kenny Tello with Orlando Health says the first step to making resolutions stick is to have a plan, map out each step and the resources needed to accomplish your goals. Next, he says not to rely solely on motivation.
Motivation helps us begin, but then motivation actually fades.
Instead, Tello says to develop discipline. Do that by starting small. If your goal is to exercise more, start out by going on a 20-minute walk after lunch or dinner. Maybe aim for 2 or 3 times a week and add more as you get stronger.
Just making it sustainable, making it easy, making it attractive for you as well.
Tello says to also have a support system, friends and family who can get involved and encourage you. And finally, Tello says attach your resolution to a higher purpose or a deeper sense of meaning.
I'm a father and I want to be here for my daughter. So therefore, I want to be healthy.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Well, after the break, the AKC adding 3 new faces. We're introducing you to these good boys and girls when Fox 10 News at 4 continues.
All right, here is the forecast for tonight. It's New Year's Eve, and looking at our forecast, we've got pretty comfortable weather across the area tonight, but it will be on the chilly side. It's just not going to be as cold as last night. A lot of 40s out there through the 10 o'clock hour, then some upper 30s as we approach midnight tonight, and it could be a little colder than that in the inland locations, especially if you're up I-65. So right now, here about sunset time, we're looking at temperatures that actually made it up into the upper 50s pretty nicely today with the southerly wind. The cold air mass that was expected to only be here for a couple of nights is starting to fade back, but still some chilly weather for tonight in the forecast area. And looking at what's happening, you can see our satellite radar picture is clear. No cloud cover, no rain, so we are in good shape there. It may be a little chilly for New Year's Eve. That's what you would expect, but at least it's not going to be raining. It should be just about clear as a bell overnight tonight. And the Futurecast model shows cloud-free conditions through midnight tonight. Tomorrow morning, a little chilly to start things out and frosty, especially in the inland spots. but we're not seeing any precip. We will get some clouds in here during the afternoon tomorrow and a better chance of it getting thicker with the cloud cover on Friday morning. We could even see a few showers by Friday afternoon, but this is not a very well organized system. And there it is on the Futurecast right there. You see some raindrops back to the west. That will be sliding in on Friday afternoon. Friday night could be a little wet at times, and then the weekend looks fairly promising. Here is your forecast for tomorrow morning. Our lows, the first day of the year, going to be very frosty to start things out on January 1. We do expect to see temperatures in the low 30s, Evergreen, Monroeville, and Bruton, near freezing in Grove Hill, 34 in Leakesville. Upper 30s along I-10, and coastal areas like Fairhope at 42, Gulf Shores at 44, and 40 in Pensacola. That long-range outlook, rain chances kind of look to be a bit of a problem, but they're really not. Friday, that rain chance is the last couple of hours of the day at 30%. Better chance Friday night. Saturday, if we get rain, it should be first thing in the morning, and then we'll clear out in the afternoon. Sunday looks rain-free and a high of 66, and we get some mild weather coming back in here pretty quickly, so this cold spell just about over with for the Gulf Coast.
All right, I like the sound of that. I know some people like the cold. Good to hear, Jason. All right, 3 new breeds are getting competition ready after being officially recognized by the American Kennel Club. Joining the AKC family is the Basset Favre Breton, yay, hope I said that right, the Russian Svetnaya Bolanka, and the Teddy Roosevelt Terrier, now eligible for exclusive AKC perks.
What it means for them is they are at full recognition. They can compete for the AKC National Championship. They can be in Westminster. They can do all of those things under their respective groups. But it also means that there's a group dedicated to preserving them and growing their ownership in the U.S. if the breed is right for whoever's seeking to own it.
The American Kennel Club officially recognizes 205 breeds, including the latest 3.
Looking out there on the I-10 Bayway right now, traffic is moving along really well. We've had quiet traffic conditions with it being a holiday. I know there'll probably be a few extra cars out on the roadways, and it can be dangerous out there with folks heading to parties and that kind of thing tonight, so you definitely want to be careful. But right now, we don't see any major delays in Mobile County, or in Baldwin County on I-10 or on I-65. Looks like in Pensacola, things are looking out pretty well for us too. So no major problems on the roadways. We'll keep watching in the 5 o'clock hour. Shelby.
All right, thank you, Jason. Coming up, a special brew at a South Carolina high school. Find out how these brewmasters are getting ready for their future next.
Fox 10 Good Day Gulf Coast, your only local station all.
Welcome back. A high school is using coffee to help students with disabilities learn real-world job skills. It's happening in South Carolina. Lauren Korn shows us how Bloom and Brew Coffee Project is changing lives beyond just the classroom.
In the halls of St. James High School.
Thank you, Jordan.
The grind is not just academic.
Machine's on. Your shots are ready, baby.
It's freshly brewed.
Just empowering them to do something great. Something.
Nick Spinelli and his wife Bree launched Bloom and Brew Coffee Project this summer.
You help Miss Bree?
A nonprofit brew bar that teaches high school students with disabilities skills that go beyond the classroom.
You're welcome.
Which they say is an extension of their coffee shop.
Just kind of in Chi-Town right now.
Caspin Coffee.
We kind of were inspired to see what would happen if we grew into something that was more than just us coming over to this school, and hopefully coming into more schools in Horry County and giving a better, more expansive training process for the kids, and then hopefully helping with job placement once they leave the school. Number 33.
The baristas buzz behind the decorative holiday tables.
You look good.
Donning aprons and big smiles.
All right.
Ready to craft each drink with skill and style.
They get to kind of pick and choose what they want to do that day. Making hot chocolate for Mr. Jordan.
Like drinking hot chocolate. I thought that was
17-year-old Jordan Ellis
Turn around.
and 21-year-old Bennett Ryan are the brewmasters.
All right, who's on ice?
Spending more than 2 years with the Spinellis.
Thank you.
They joined the caffeinated assembly line, packing cups with scoops of ice. While Nick is firing shots at the espresso machine, teachers are taking orders.
Number 22.
And and calling out numbers when they're ready. 17. Which is Bennett's favorite thing to do.
Call numbers.
Okay, do you have a favorite number?
What husband?
It's the number of drinks they've made that day.
You like it?
Yeah. Not to mention the special deliveries to staff and students.
You give them numbers. And you knock the door. Yeah, I said 3. And someone give some coffee.
They do a great job. Their development is doing great, and honestly, I can tell that it's something they look forward to, and something that gives them a sense of accomplishment when they work together. How's the ice going, man? Right. You having fun yet?
Bennett says he's ready to wear the apron full time once he graduates. It's your dream job.
Neck coffee.
I'm gonna go like this, and then I want you to put some sprinkles on them for me.
A true possibility thanks to Bloom & Brew and Caspin Coffee, which will soon be open only on weekends.
Hopefully maybe bring Bennett and possibly Jordan on, and maybe some other students that we work with over on the weekends so they can meet people and like I said, translate those skills that they're learning in the school and bring them out into the real world and get to meet more people and share that story.
We do an amazing job making the best coffee.
Hey, did you do that all by yourself? Yes. Good job.
We're looking for opportunities to be in the community, work with the community, and just try and give back any way that we can. As long as the orders keep coming in, we just keep making them, you know?
Good job.
We are professional grade. First on the Gulf Coast with breaking news and weather. Fox 10 News starts now.
Well, happy New Year's Eve. I'm Cameron Taylor.
And I'm Shelby Myers in for Lenise Lagon tonight. It is the final night of the year, and the party's just getting started.
That's right. We are tracking all the New Year's Eve celebrations across the Gulf Coast, and one of the biggest is happening in downtown Mobile.
We have team coverage there right now, Claudia Nichols and Brendan Kirby.
But first, let's start with Claudia, and there's a lot happening downtown tonight.
Yeah, there is, Cameron and Shelby. There are a lot of things happening down here in Mobile tonight. The second line parade will be kicking off from this location where I'm at. Also, there is the moon pie, the largest moon pie that is edible will be here. Actually just set up on the stage right there in front of me. That will be cut and served, and people will get a sweet taste of the port city here tonight. Now, along with that, live music and entertainment will be filling the streets, creating a festive backdrop as Mobile welcomes the new year. We're going to be having the Jukebox Brass Band performing tonight, bringing us some of that lively music. Like I mentioned earlier, the second line parade will be parading through the streets of downtown Mobile, and of course the best decorated umbrella contest starting at 7:30 here. And with the new year often comes new goals and aspirations for more on what people are hoping for. New goals and aspirations for more on what people are hoping for in 2026. Let's go ahead and toss it over to Brendan Kirby, who's also down here in Mobile tonight, getting ready for the big New Year's celebration. And Brendan, you've been talking to people about their New Year's resolutions, right?
Yeah, I have, Claudia. I talked to a lot of different people, got a lot of different answers ranging from the personal to the professional. Here are your goals for 2026. As 2025 ends, we've been on a mission to uncover promises for 2026. The New Year's resolution, a time-honored custom. We got responses from folks ranging from the prominent.
It should be to lose weight. You know, I think yesterday I said it's to find some of the birthday cake moon pies that they're coming out with this year.
To the everyday citizen.
My biggest one would be my father's health. He's in the hospital, and I hope he gets out okay. And also for my family, just hope the best for everyone.
We heard thoughtful answers from the young.
I want to be nicer to my brother and get better at baseball.
And the not so young.
To make every American, starting with all the people in Alabama, more prosperous, give them a better state and a better country.
Mobile City Councilman Corey Penn offered a resolution that ranks as the most common one in a recent YouGov survey.
My New Year's personally, what's my New Year's resolution? I actually want to start exercising and eating better.
Neither Mobile County District Attorney Keith Blackwood nor Mobile City Councilman Ben Reynolds had thought much about their resolutions when we caught up with them.
And I start thinking about those about December 31st, and I'll make a list of about 5, and I'll keep you posted.
What is your New Year's resolution?
I haven't come up with one. I need some tips.
You don't have much time.
I think you're supposed to. Do you make those things public?
Yeah.
You do? Okay.
I mean, it's up to you.
I'm running out of time. I'm going to have to consult with my wife and kids.
Well, hey, I want to introduce you to someone. This is Guy Turnbow. He's normally on the other side of this camera, but since it's New Year's Eve, we're inviting him back out here. And Guy, just what is your New Year's resolution for 2026?
To eat healthier food and exercise more frequently this year.
That's a good one. I think mine is to be a little more patient, especially with my photographers in the coming year. And guys, we just want to wish you a happy new year. Reporting live from Mobile, Brendan Kirby and Guy Turnbow, Fox 10 News.
Yes, Happy New Year, Brendan and Guy. That was a good one, being patient with our coworkers.
You know, I think Brendan is patient sometimes, so I think he's not giving himself enough credit. But overall, great ideas. I love that we got to see Guy on camera for a change. He is one of the best photographers that we have here. Of course, all of our team is great, and so that's cool to get to see him on air.
Yeah, and that's a popular resolution, eating healthier.
I need to do that as well.
Well, on the Eastern Shore, Fairhope is hosting a New Year's Eve celebration. That event starts at 8:30. There will be live music, plenty of fun for the entire family, including face painting, balloon animals, and games. The night will end after the ball drop and fireworks at midnight.
There's been a big party happening at the Wharf in Orange Beach all day. Families enjoying live music, inflatables, face painting, and more. And then there's going to be a marlin drop at midnight, followed by a fireworks display.
Then in Pensacola Beach, you'll have fireworks to celebrate the new year. They'll go off at midnight overlooking the Santa Rosa Sound from the boardwalk. The fireworks display is provided by the Pensacola Beach Chamber, the Santa Rosa Island Authority, and the Escambia County Tourist Development Council.
All right, let's take a live look now at where we're going to see Times Square. In New York City, people packing in to count down to 2026 as the ball drops at midnight. The iconic crystal ball looks different this year. At 12.5 feet in diameter and 12,350 pounds, It is the biggest ball yet. There are 5,280 crystal pucks instead of the past crystal triangles. So they're changing things up a little bit there. Going to be packed for sure. It's been fun getting to see all the other places ring in New Year's today. A little bit ahead of us. We've got a couple more hours to go, though, but it's almost 2026.
We're almost there. Well, let's take a live look outside over Orange Beach now. It has been a nice day. We saw a few people on the beach earlier today, not so much the case now. Let's check in with our chief meteorologist, Jason Smith. He has your New Year's Eve forecast. And Jason, it's not going to be as cold as last night, though.
No, tonight looking a little better. We're at 50 degrees right now, and this is the reason why it's not going to be as cold tonight. We've got higher dew points and winds that are out of the south-southwest, and so with that change in wind off the Gulf, it keeps our temperatures up. Beautiful sky situation right now with our Eastern Shore Toyota Hyundai Camry. All right, satellite radar is clear. That bodes well for any plans you have. We're not expecting any rain or storms on this New Year's Eve. And here's the forecast for the next few hours. Our temperature will be dropping down into the 40s. We've got mid 40s at 8 o'clock, low 40s at 10 o'clock, and then 30s into the early morning hours. So we're going to see chilly air for New Year's Eve. Maybe be a little frosty in the inland spots, but we do expect it to be dry. Coming up, we'll break down your extended forecast. We got a little shot at rain and some warmer temperatures to track in your 7-day outlook.
We'll see in a few minutes. Jason, thank you. Well, new details emerging tonight in the deadly plane crash in Irvington. The NTSB releasing a preliminary report about the December 13th incident. It says the pilot, John Ginesta, was killed when his American champion decathlon plane went down. Witnesses telling investigators Ginesta loaded 2 repacked parachutes before taking off from Roy E. Ray Airfield. Security video captured the plane taking off, followed by the sound of impact just 15 seconds later. The report says the plane stayed low after takeoff, then pitched up, rolled left, and descended at a steep angle into the woods. It was found about a quarter-mile west of the runway.
I-10 westbound in Daphne open again following a traffic accident earlier today. Police say a truck was towing another vehicle when it lost control and flipped. Take a look at this right there, kind of in the middle of your screen. A helicopter had to land on scene to fly one of those passengers who was ejected from the tow truck to the hospital. Daphne police say he has serious injuries. The other passenger in the tow truck was taken by ambulance to USA for his injuries.
All right, we've got a beautiful sky situation and nice looking roads right now. Everybody's moving along just fine on the I-10 Bayway. We're looking from Daphne back towards Mobile with our Hampton Inn camera, and here's what's happening with the traffic situation. We're just not seeing any significant delays. It's basically a holiday, so the only thing we're really concerned about is just, late night travel tonight. It will be dangerous on the roads. A lot of folks heading to and from parties and that kind of thing, so make sure you're careful overnight tonight. And things look good with our traffic tracker, so I'll have your complete forecast coming up.
Yes, certainly be careful. Coming up on Fox 10 News at 5. Well, are you looking for a new career in the new year? A free construction boot camp is launching soon, offering hands-on training and job opportunities.
Plus, a heartbreaking discovery in Texas during the search for a teen who disappeared Christmas Eve. The latest on the investigation developing right now. Those stories and more when Fox 10 News at 5 continues on your New Year's Eve.
30 on Fox 10 and the Gulf Coast Sports and Entertainment Network.
Committed to you. This is Fox 10 News.
The South Alabama Home Building Academy ready to launch a free construction skills boot camp. Now it's in partnership with Goodwill Gulf Coast. Our Jordan Lasser joining us now in the studio. And Jordan, walk us through how the program is training new skilled workers.
It's an 8-week construction skills boot camp that starts next Thursday. The boot camp will teach foundational trades and award safety certifications.
Our main goal is to take the labor pool we have and create a bunch of skilled labor so they can better their lives and earn a higher wage.
Starting January 8th, this free program will meet Tuesday and Thursday nights. It will offer hands-on training in roofing, plumbing, carpentry, electrical work, and HVAC. The Academy introduces students to real-life scenarios, such as this mock-up crawl space to practice plumbing underneath homes. Tyrone Petway brings 15 years of construction experience and a strong passion for teaching students the trade. He says the skilled labor workforce is declining despite Mobile's growth.
Because it's kind of a dying industry, and because of the growth that we're seeing here in Mobile, we want to make sure that we're ready. And in order for us to keep up with that growth, we need more skilled trades.
With completion of the course, you'll also get career counseling, job search help, and access to a hiring fair.
Everybody that shows up, there's a scholarship provided for every student. I think we've got the best staff, we've got the best partnerships.
The Academy receives additional funding from the Mobile City Council, private sponsors, and a state-level fee applied to residential building projects in Mobile. The Home Builders Association and the City Council approved the funding mechanism so the Academy stays free. Demand is high. There are 5 class sections with space for 25 students each and a wait list of more than 200 people. The Academy is actively recruiting instructors. Pay is $35 an hour for 8 hours a week.
People are able to come and get quality training for free. Our biggest things is to make sure that we improve the quality of life for people, to get them on the job and get them making more than just minimum wage.
And you don't need any previous experience, just the willingness to learn. If you want to register or learn more, go to the story on our website, fox10tv.com. Reporting live in studio, Jordan Lasseter, Fox 10 News.
All right, Jordan, thank you. Well, 2025 has been one of the hottest years on record. That's according to scientists with the World Weather Attribution, which released its findings today. The scientists identified 157 extreme weather events as most severe around the world this year. These events caused large numbers of deaths, had emergencies declared, or affected large amounts of local populations. Researchers say burning of fossil fuels and the breakdown of climate negotiations were major factors in the rising global temperature.
All right, it's cool outside right now. We've got 50 degrees in downtown Mobile. We do have a wind out of the south-southwest, which will keep our temperatures up some tonight, but we still will see frosty conditions in the inland spots tonight. And if you have New Year's Eve plans, it looks like the weather is going to cooperate. Just bring some layers because it does get colder as the night goes on. We're going to be mainly in the 40s for the early part of the evening, and the heavier coats will be necessary late tonight at midnight as we turn into 2026. 39 degrees. Some of the inland spots will be a tad bit colder and a little more frosty. Skies are clear out there, so we're not seeing any problems with rainfall in the forecast area. It looks dry across the area. And looking at our futurecast, we stay dry for a while, but ultimately we will get some clouds back into the picture. Here's how it plays out. First of all, for tonight at midnight, we expect clear conditions. The futurecast looks like we're going to have a lot of stars out tonight and a building moon. Then through the 7 o'clock hour tomorrow morning, sunshine breaking out, a little frosty, especially to the north and east. Plenty of sun tomorrow and a nice day on New Year's Day with temperatures getting up into the 60s. Clouds come in on Thursday night and Friday, and ultimately by Friday evening, we could see a few scattered showers in the area. We're not expecting a ton of rain, but Friday night, we have a decent chance of some scattered showers in the forecast. First things first, let's talk about our lows tonight and into tomorrow morning. We're going to see a lot of spots in the upper 30s, Mobile, Milton, mid-30s, Crestview, Atmore, Calvert, low 30s to the north along Highway 84. Coastal sections will be well above freezing. We'll be at 40 in Pensacola and 42 in Fairhope. Looking ahead, our rain chance on Friday is 30%, and that's going to be the last few hours of the day. I don't think it'll be a big deal. Showers are possible Friday night. We still may see some leftover showers on Saturday, but that chance will be first thing in the morning. Saturday afternoon looks good. Sunday looks great. And next week, the new year looks like we're going to see warmer than average temperatures to start things off in January of 2026 with highs in the 60s to near 70 degrees into the middle of the week next week.
Not bad at all, Jason. Thank you. Well, police in Bexar County, Texas say a body was found during the search for a teen who walked away from her house and disappeared on Christmas Eve. 19-year-old Camila Mendoza Olmos has been missing for a week now. The sheriff says it's too early to say if the body found is hers. Officials say the body was found at a landscaping company about a few hundred yards away from her house. A gun was also found near the body. Now, officials do not suspect foul play, and the body did have indicators of self-harm. The sheriff reminding anyone battling thoughts of suicide to seek help.
It's heartbreaking to have seen and read some of the things that we're reading because it was pretty clear she was going through a very tough time. You know, if you're going through a crisis yourself, reach out and get help. If you suspect that a friend or family member is going through a tough time mentally, please get them the help that they need.
The medical examiner's office will confirm the identification of the body and cause of death.
We have an update on the investigation in Moss Point that came after a man was found dead inside a hotel. Jackson County Coroner Bruce Lind identified the victim, 33-year-old Reginald Thomas Jr. of Moss Point. Lind confirmed a gunshot wound was the cause of death. Thomas's body was discovered yesterday after Moss Point police responded to a shooting call at the Quality Inn. And staying in Moss Point now, fire crews responded to a blaze on Dora Lane there Tuesday night. Fire Chief Jason Davis says it appears that homeless individuals entered a home to stay warm, and that may have contributed to the smoke and flames. No firefighters were hurt, and the home was empty by the time they got there to extinguish the flames.
When it comes to crime, Atmore is seeing a downward trend. Atmore police posted on social media the city saw a nearly 64% drop in crime over the last year. Now, they credit the decrease to several initiatives, including the structuring of their narcotics vice unit, the creation of the Atmore Police Department's Special Response Team, their newly created Crime Scene Investigations Division, and their youth outreach initiatives. Now, they say their biggest asset is their officers, who leave their homes every day with one mission: keeping Atmore safe.
Dozens brave the cold waters today for what many consider a New Year's Day tradition. Oh no, and they just do it earlier than most. Details on this chilling fun for some after the break. New at 5, you can help bring a lost, now found rowboat home. There's a GoFundMe for Whoopi's trek back to Mobile. In 2022, a 4-man group of military veterans were rowing the vessel across the Atlantic Ocean during the world's toughest row race. A storm capsized the boat, forcing the 4 men to get in the lifeboat and wait to be rescued. They were saved, but the Whoopi was lost at sea and has been for the past 3 years until now when it turned up in France.
We hope to get the boat back and try to do study, get some information off of it, what we can. You know, we want to make this a safer sport.
That's Brian Knight there. He's the president of the nonprofit Fight or Die, who helped build the boat. And he says he's going to France in January and has secured its shipment home. But as a nonprofit, if you would like to help pay for some of the costs, it's about $3,000 to get it home. We've got the GoFundMe link now on our website in this story, fox10tv.com. Well, another bill has been filed in the Alabama legislature proposing that all driver's license exams in the state be conducted exclusively in English. This would include written, oral, vision, and on-the-road driving tests in the state. The bill would also ban the use of translators, interpreters, and electronic devices during the testing. If passed, the bill would take effect on October 1st of 2026.
Well, what a day for a chili dip. Yeah, the annual polar bear plunge took place at Pirates Cove in Alberta. A huge crowd, as you can see, braved the cold water for this once-a-year event. Now, the party is still going strong at Pirates Cove with live music and a full house. You can see people in bathing suits and others in jackets and coats. The fun, it does not stop there. There's a New Year's Eve bash tonight, and it starts at 8 p.m. And a number of other polar bear plunges are happening tomorrow, New Year's Day. There's one on Dolphin Island at Pirates Bar at 9 a.m. The Floribama having its annual plunge at 11. The Hangout is having a polar bear dip at noon. And South Walton Beach having a polar bear plunge at 1 p.m. So if you want to jump in some cold water for a fresh start, well, you've got plenty of options.
Count me out. I don't want to do the cold. All right, if you haven't gotten rid of your live Christmas tree just yet, don't toss it out. Find out how it can help protect our coastal dunes and wildlife. We're going to tell you where you can drop it off.
And a critical mission to the moon is just weeks away. We'll tell you how NASA's Artemis 2 mission could pave the way for humans to return to the lunar surface.
High Drop New Year's Eve live at 10:30 on the Fox 10 Gulf Stream.
This day in history, December 31st, 1907. For the first time, a glowing ball dropped in New York's Times Square, ringing in the new year before a massive crowd.
What a cool picture. It was made of iron and wood and lowered down a flagpole. It had just 100 light bulbs, and it has become a lasting American tradition.
Yes, it has. The New Year's Eve ball drop helped turn Times Square into a national gathering place. And over time, a shared moment watched by millions, uniting the country in optimism, renewal, and the promise of a new start.
And let's go back and take a live look from Times Square in New York City now, as you can see just how much that has evolved, and we know every year how big of a deal this is.
Yes, look at all the people packed in there. Tonight's Constellation Ball includes more than 5,200 Waterford crystals and LED lights.
A big step up from 100.
Yeah, I'd say so.
For the first time in the celebration's history, the ball drop will happen twice. At 12:04, the ball will honor America's independence 250 years ago.
Well, it's already the new year on the other side of the world. Take a look.
Yeah, this is a celebration in Sydney Harbor in Australia, which is 17 hours ahead of us. Happy New Year to the land down under.
Well, we are getting ready to ring in the new year in Mobile's own unique way. We have thousands gathering downtown for the annual Moon Pie over Mobile drop.
Yeah, our own Claudia Nichols is live in downtown Mobile where the excitement is building. Claudia, what's the atmosphere like out there right now?
Well, the excitement is definitely gearing up here, Cameron and Shelby. Dozens of people are trickling into the streets of downtown. They'll soon be joined, like you said, by thousands of more people. Now, this is a can't-miss tradition for many locals, but I've also met some visitors from out of town who say they wanted to see firsthand what New Year's Eve is all about in the port city. For many, there's just nothing like ringing in the new year with this moon pie drop. Live music, a parade, and even the world's largest edible moon pie make this celebration one of a kind, turning Mobile into a festive New Year's destination. And in just a few hours, the moment everyone's waiting for, the moon pie will be sliding hundreds of feet down the RSA Trustmark building, all in just 60 seconds. Now, we will be streaming the whole thing starting at 10:30 here tonight. You don't want to miss that. We'll also be here all night here in downtown Mobile, bringing you the latest as the countdown to midnight begins. Live in downtown Mobile, Claudia Nichols, Fox 10 News.
And you know, the fun already started this morning at Mardi Gras Park, where they had a kids zone. The family-centered event filled with all sorts of activities, music, bounce houses, arts and crafts, and a lot of those moon pie treats. A second line parade marched down to the Trustmark building, where children got to see their own moon pie drop at noon.
We don't really want any kids out here at midnight. You know, it's probably not their thing. So we want them to enjoy, you know, the fun of this celebration that's very unique to Mobile. And, you know, so doing it at noon gives them a chance to get out here, hopefully get the parents to wear them out, you know, get them ready to get tucked in bed so they can come back out and celebrate tonight at midnight.
And as Claudia mentioned earlier, live entertainment in downtown Mobile begins in about an hour from right now at 6:30.
Well, do you have a live Christmas tree you need to get rid of? Gulf State Park might have a solution that helps the environment. Today, you can drop off your undecorated Christmas trees at the Gulf State Park Beach Pavilion. Park staff, along with students from Gulf Shores and Orange Beach schools and dune doctors, will place the trees at the base of the dunes starting in February. Now, these trees are crucial for capturing wind-driven sand, which helps restore delicate dune ecosystems. This effort protects the community from storms and provides vital habitat for native wildlife. And there are several other places to recycle your tree in Baldwin County. The Bay Minette Transfer Station, Spanish Fort Volunteer Fire Department, McBride Landfill, Baldwin County Central Annex, Fairhope and Magnolia Charm Recycling Centers, East Fork Landfill, Foley Satellite Courthouse, and the Perdido Beach Volunteer Fire Department. Those are all on your screen, and we also have them on our website, fox10tv.com.
Well, it was a beautiful evening sunset, now getting dark quickly here in downtown Mobile. The moon pie about ready to do its thing here on this New Year's Eve, and the forecast will cooperate. We're tracking it both here on TV and also on our Fox 10 weather app, which you can download on your any device you have, really, your smartphone or also your tablet, and it's free, so we encourage you to do that. We've got your forecast for our area this evening, an update on that down below. Checking it out right now as we are looking at it in downtown Mobile. Wow, that's what's left of what's just a fantastic sunset and a pretty sky. Winds out of the south-southwest. That's going to keep our temperatures up a little bit this evening. We're at 50 in downtown Mobile right now. Overnight, our numbers will get chilly again. We still have some cold air hanging around, but it's not going to be a freeze like last night. If we do see any freezing temperatures, it would be up along Highway 84, it appears, and there will be some frost in the inland spots. But I think most coastal areas, 40 in Navarre and Pensacola, 44 Destin and Gulf Shores, 42 in Fairhope, 37 in Mobile tonight. Tomorrow, starting a new year with a new weather pattern, we're done with the cold, and we'll start warming up quickly by 10 o'clock into the mid-50s. That's about as warm as it got today. And then the afternoon temperature should be in the mid-60s in Pensacola tomorrow. We'll see temperatures in Mobile getting into the mid-60s as well, with abundant sunshine, light winds, and a wonderful day for the area. So expect warmer weather on the way. More on your forecast is coming up.
All right, we've got a heartbreaking story now out of East Alabama.
A family in Piedmont is hurting tonight after their teen daughter died unexpectedly after opening her Christmas presents.
Her family says she was FaceTiming with her father, who's in the hospital in need of a heart transplant. Reggie Kyle has the story.
I want moms to remember everywhere, you have no idea what can happen, and just hug your babies every day Just hug them every day.
Christmas morning, after opening presents at home, Janice Durden says her 16-year-old daughter Scarlett walked to the pantry room when all of a sudden her heart stopped beating.
Shaylee, my youngest daughter, runs back in there and she's like, "Mom, Scarlett's being weird." And I ran, found her on the floor. And I called 911.
With a family history of heart-related deaths and her father in the hospital waiting on a heart transplant, the decision was made to have Scarlett's heart examined after she died in hopes of helping another family.
It could be something not even related that caused it or something. But my brother said today, if it's not too late, I would like anyone that could to study her heart to see if it could make a difference later for someone.
The family says not seeing the woman she would grow to become is truly their loss.
It does break my heart that we won't see her, get married and join the military and do all these things.
We're not supposed to bury our babies. We're not. It's backwards. I just have to make sure that my daughters never forget their sister.
Well, the Porch Creek Indians are making a significant impact on children's health care in the Gulf Coast region. The tribe donating $50,000 to USA Health Children's and Women's Hospital in Mobile. The money will fund 2 new pediatric monitors for operating rooms. Officials say the advanced equipment will enhance patient safety and provide surgeons with better tools to care for young patients. Cases of measles in the U.S. have skyrocketed to the highest level in more than 3 decades. The number of recorded measles cases in the U.S. during 2025 has topped 2,000 for the first time in more than 30 years, according to the CDC. The measles cases were confirmed across 44 states, including Alabama and Florida. The measles spike is being attributed to a drop in national vaccination rates.
All right, our traffic tracker looks good. I-10, I-65, and no problems out there. Things look great down through Pensacola and Baldwin County and Mobile. Just be careful if you're out traveling tonight, especially late tonight with those headed to the New Year's Eve celebrations. We don't see any major delays with our traffic tracker, though, right now. Coming up, I'll have your extended forecast into 2026.
All right, Jason, thank you. Well, fewer people filed for the first time for jobless help last week than the week before. For a 3rd straight week of drops, claims last week fell by 16,000 to 199,000. That's lower than the expected 220,000 and one of the lowest levels of the year. Home price increases continue to moderate. That's according to the CoreLogic Case-Shiller Home Price Index. On average across the country, home prices increased 1.3% in October. Home price increases have been slowing for 9 months. But in certain places like New York, Chicago, and Cleveland, they're rising faster. Well, some good news for car buyers in Alabama this new year. You will not see a huge impact from tariffs when you head to the car lot, despite what many experts were warning about. When President Trump announced a 125% tariff on all Chinese imports, it caused a buying frenzy for car buyers and dealers. But when trade wars settled, those tariffs dropped to near 10%, and manufacturers covered the extra costs. One car dealer says hopefully you pumped the brakes and did not panic buy.
The best thing to do when that happens is let things settle down. And I know that sounds funny from a car dealer, but being in a hurry and a rush to go out and buy a car is a mistake on the consumer.
Now, he says had tariffs caused 2025 prices to go up, then we would have seen fewer 2026 cars on the lot. But since that is not the case, the 2026 models are ready to roll.
NASA is a few weeks away from a critical test flight that would take astronauts close to the moon. The Artemis 2 mission is scheduled to lift off as early as February. For 10 days, 4 astronauts will live on board or aboard the Orion spacecraft as it makes a loop around the moon. The crew won't land on the moon's surface this time, but they will test the ship's systems in order to help pave the way for astronauts to land on the moon's south pole later this decade.
Well, another big countdown happening. This is one of Alabama's biggest showdowns of the year. We'll tell you how a former Saraland superstar is poised for a breakout game at the Rose Bowl. That's next in sports.
forecast streaming directly to you. Stay connected, stay safe with Fox 10 Storm Tracker weather.
The Crimson Tide riding momentum after a stunning comeback win in the college football playoff, and that erased a 17-point deficit on the road to knock off Oklahoma.
Yeah, it was a stunner of a game. Now Alabama heads west to college football's most iconic stage. We're talking about the Rose Bowl, where the 9th-ranked Tide will face top-seeded Indiana. Sports director Emily Cochran joins us now.
And Emily, head coach Kalen DeBoer says this could be a breakout game for a former Saraland superstar.
Yeah, that's right, Shelby and Cameron. DeBoer spoke with the media ahead of tomorrow's kickoff and says Ryan Williams, he's going to be due for a big night. Now, despite entering as clear underdogs, which is a rare role for this program, there's no shortage of belief in this team. And the former Spartan wide receiver, he's a big part of that. They've got a ton of signature playmakers, but Williams is looking for his signature moment. Last year, as a true freshman, he was one of the Tide's most dangerous weapons on the outside. This year, he hasn't quite matched last year's production, but his coach says a statement performance, it's coming.
Every day when he steps on the football field, he's trying to overcome and help us be better. And I know that's what he's done the last week and a half. And he's going to have a game like he's had at different times where he goes off. And I'm just waiting for that moment, because when it is, it's going to be awesome. And we're all going to be super happy for him. And I know that it's coming sooner than later.
Now, Alabama will need all of that firepower as it faces an undefeated Indiana team coming off a Big Ten championship win over Ohio State, a defense that shut out the Buckeyes in the second half. If Alabama is going to pull off the upset, a breakout night from Ryan Williams would be exactly the spark the Crimson Tide needs. Now, Alabama and Indiana kick off from the Rose Bowl tomorrow at 3 p.m. in Pasadena. Now, we've been previewing this matchup all week long, and if you want to find a breakdown of the Crimson Tide's offense and defense, you can find that on our website, fox10tv.com. Reporting live in the studio tonight, I'm Emily Cochran, Fox 10 Sports.
Emily, thanks so much. Well, ahead of the big game, the historic Tournament of Roses Parade, which could see rain for the first time in nearly 20 years.
Despite the dreary weather, organizers say the event will go on as planned. Fox's Rachel Aragon takes a look at the preps.
It blows our mind of what we've seen and what we've taken pictures.
Every year in the City of Roses, longtime volunteers and even some first-timers.
It's just been a bucket list thing for several years.
Help bring these floral floats to life.
Am I losing one?
Yeah. Meticulously painting or placing each petal.
What people don't realize is the amount of detail that goes into it. The pumpkin seeds that are placed ever so precisely, and the beans and the seeds and the flowers. It is a true work of art.
Float project managers say designing floats for the January 1st parade can start in June, and they make sure the floats move down the parade route even if there's downpour.
We kind of prepare for rain, whether or not it's going to happen. So we're ready with the animation, with our staff that drives the floats. We are prepared for anything that comes our way.
And if you're wondering if the volunteers are ready for potential rain on Thursday.
For the first time in 20 years.
I know.
Put rain on my parade!
Can't. No. Yeah. I'm worried about it. Yeah. But the parade will go on, right? And rain or shine, I've got all my rain gear with me.
The city of Pasadena says umbrellas are not allowed along the parade route, but rain jackets and ponchos are of course welcomed.
We have bleachers.
And rain gear.
and ponchos. And instead of blankets, we're going to bring beach towels.
There you go. That's right.
So a chance for rain there, but not here.
Yeah, it definitely looks rainy for some of the football games, certainly Pasadena, right? And here locally, we're dry, and it looks like it's going to be a dry New Year's Eve, just a little chilly.
Which is really nice, especially for the moon pie drop.
Yeah, that is nice, and not as cold as last night, which is good. Cameron, here's what we're seeing out there with our current situation. And in downtown Mobile, it's 50 degrees, winds out of the south-southwest at 6. And it looks like the dew point's up a little bit too. Everything's shaping up with the wind direction and the overall air mass modification that it's just not going to be as cold tonight as last night. So if you have New Year's Eve plans, just make sure you put on a couple extra layers. It's not going to be frigid tonight, but it will be chilly. Here's the temperature track for the evening. And at 8 o'clock, we've got a temperature of around 45 degrees. By 10 o'clock, 42 degrees. New Year's, we're talking about upper 30s. And it will feel chilly out there. Could even be frosty in the inland parts of the forecast area. Let's look at our temperatures right now, and you can see 51 in Mobile, 46 in Fairhope, 49 in Atmore and Monroeville, 50 in Chatham. So most of us starting to get out of the 50s, back into the 40s. A little coolness in the air, but we're not looking at anything frigid across the area tonight. And there will not be many areas below freezing tonight. Just one or two spots up I-65 along Highway 84 where we could see some temperatures that are around freezing tonight. It's clear with our skies, so things look good there. There's no rain moving in. It will be a dry forecast here, but ultimately we do see some changes, and let's take a look at it with our futurecast. First of all, New Year's Day, New Year for tomorrow, and that's where we're at with our model right there. Lunchtime showing light winds, maybe a little westerly push to the wind, and plenty of sunshine. Nice day. Working into the day on Friday, we'll see some scattered clouds across the area, and we might see a couple of showers Friday late in the day. The rain chance really doesn't look that impressive with this front. It looks like some scattered rain. And even Saturday morning, we could see a few passing showers, but I think we dry out pretty rapidly as we head into Saturday evening. Here's a look at our forecast temperatures, and 37 for Mobile tonight, 40 in Pensacola. I did mention the potential for some light freezing temperatures or some frost. You see up here along Highway 84 and then down to about Bruton. 32, 33 degrees and some pockets there, so a little bit frosty. Atmore at 34, 35 in Crestview, but Mobile do it a little better. Pascagoula at 36, Mobile at 37, 44 in Gulf Shores, and 40 in Pensacola. All right, here comes the warming trend to bring in the new year. We're done with the cold for a while. And this has been something we've been seeing. We're in the La Nina pattern, and with La Nina winters in the southeastern United States, we typically see above average temperatures with just the occasional cold air outbreak that's usually short-lived. And that's what we have in the forecast. More warm weather building back in. Maybe a shower on Friday afternoon or Saturday morning, otherwise dry. And temperatures improve quite a bit. Looks like Sunday will be the better day of the two weekend days, and next week, getting back to work for a lot of folks and seeing comfortable weather each afternoon.
Sounds nice, Jason, thanks. Well, winter storm brought 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts to western New York this week.
The gusts were so strong, they literally lifted one Buffalo area woman off of her feet.
Wow, Taylor Epps has her story.
Never in a million years would I think I would go flying into the air like a kite.
Swept off of the ground in an instant.
It happened so quickly. I just couldn't even believe that it was happening.
71-year-old Diane Miller ventured out Monday through the wind and snow to run some errands and thought she'd stop by her daughter's house in Lackawanna.
I was opening up her front door and the wind caught me and I went flying.
Right into a bush. Her daughter's doorbell camera caught the whole thing.
I was holding on to the screen door trying so it wouldn't blow open. And the wind gust must have caught the screen door. And then I went into the bushes and onto the ground. And then I got up. Are you okay? Don't know how I even got up like that, but I did.
And you're okay, right?
I am okay. Think God took care of me because at my age, my bones break very easily and I have no broken bones and actually I'm not in pain. I'm wondering how I'll be tomorrow with achy bones, but right now I'm really good.
Her daughter is a nurse and checked her out. She tells me she was just in shock at how strong the gust was.
I never experienced a storm with this much wind. That's why I didn't anticipate getting thrown in the air. But yes, I went flying.
What an incredible video. You never know what your home cameras are going to catch either. So, yeah, it makes a good story for sure. Diane wasn't the only one, though, with a close call. Just a few miles away, a falling tree crushed a work truck only moments after the driver stepped out. Luckily, like Diane, he was not hurt.
Well, caught on camera, a wild ride coming to an abrupt end in Miami. Take a look right there. A driver in a Corvette plowing through a Florida homeowner's front yard, as you can see, crashing into their boat trailer and the concrete wall on the side of their house. The homeowner says her family was inside when they heard what sounded like an explosion.
If something would have terribly gone wrong, this is just repairs that have to be done to our home and our boat. But if something terribly would have gone wrong, this is a memory that would unfortunately stay on our mind forever. It's a holiday. So it's very scary.
Yeah, I would say so. The homeowner says she filed a police report and the driver has been ticketed.
All right, check out this twist body camera video from Washington State showing a police officer helping an accused shoplifter. Police in the city of Redmond responded to a Walmart for a shoplifting in progress. The man was accused of stealing clothing and had an outstanding warrant for theft. He told officers he had a hand infection and his medication had been stolen. The officers realized the man would eventually be back in the cold, so they bought him a coat and pants. Police made it clear that the man's case would still be processed in court, but they wanted to address his immediate needs. A new consumer report revealing that texting and message scams jumped 50% the past year. 18 to 29-year-olds are getting scammed at record levels, and reports of scam attempts by members of Gen Z tripled. Experts say this is due to the fact that texting is, of course, their primary form of communication, and scammers have instant access to money on their phones.
Yeah, I feel like it's gotten really bad. I know I'm not Gen Z, but I feel like I get those scam text messages all the time.
Every day, it's a new one. You never know.
Yep, be careful out there. Well, taking a live look outside on this New Year's Eve, 50 degrees and the temps, well, they're dropping. Not as cold as last night, but you might want to have a light jacket. We'll have a final check of your forecast coming up next.
What we're seeing over the next 7 days, and our temperatures are going to be improving. It's chilly tonight, but 65 degrees will be anticipated for tomorrow on New Year's Day, and it should be nice if you're having folks over to watch football or just getting together on the new year. We are expecting good weather, 65. Then on Friday, we'll see some showers late in the day. Chances are low, but a couple of spotty showers are possible. A little better rain chance overnight Friday night. Most of the rain gets out of here quickly on Saturday with a high of 72. And then looking ahead, we've got more warm weather into the weekend and early next week. As we start the new year, we're back into the warm weather pattern. So this was just a quick little cold spell, and it looks like it's going to end after a chilly night tonight. Things start improving.
Hey, good to hear. 6 hours left until the new year. Any resolutions?
Read more for me. You guys?
Walk more for me.
I'd say stretching more, drinking more water.
All great things.
Yeah, all good, healthy things. As we leave you tonight, here's a live look at the moon pie.